Should we greet each other?
There we go. Now it's starting. Sorry, there was a long pause. I guess we can all greet each other.
Hi.
Hi, Carmen.
Yes. Hello.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hello, all right. So.
Your practice run through?
Yep. Let's start the practice run through. And.
Okay. Do we want any sort of intro or?
I mean, you could just state it. I think maybe.
What's your team name? Code Pink?
Yeah. Code Pink.
Okay. So our group is Code Pink, and our project is over autism spectrum disorders. The causes of autism spectrum disorders are still unknown. It has been thoroughly researched, and medical professionals have come to an agreement that there is no one singular cause, just like there is no one form of autism spectrum disorders. The suspected causes are a combination of abnormalities in the brain function or structure from genetic triggers and also environmental factors. While the cause of ASD is unknown, other correlations have been identified. There have been many other disorders that are associated with ASD, like tuberous sclerosis complex and Fragile X syndrome. If a child has already been diagnosed with one of those, they have like a higher percentage of getting autism or being diagnosed with autism. And also males are more likely to have autism spectrum disorders. Things that do not cause autism spectrum disorders are vaccinations or parental practices. There have been many studies to disprove anti-vaccination supporters' theories about vaccinations.
Autism is a common disorder affecting 1 in 500 children, yet it often remains undiagnosed and unrecognized and undiagnosed until after late preschool age because the appropriate tools for screening of autism specifically have not been available. Early diagnosis is vital to improve long-term outcomes. Autism Speaks and other autism organizations are working hard to raise awareness of early signs among physicians as well as parents. Public anxiety about autism has raised as a result of reports linking to the measles, mumps, and rubella MMR vaccine to autism. This has resulted in a serious fall in immunization rates despite the evidence of lack of association and strong reassurance from the Department of Health and Royal College of Pediatrics. There are currently no known medical tests that can diagnose autism. A typical diagnosis evaluation involves a multidisciplinary team of doctors, including a pediatrician, psychologist, speech and language pathologist, and occupational therapist. Working with a team of medical professions administering autism-specific behavior evaluations helps parents understand as much as possible about their child's strengths and needs. The American Academy of Pediatrics, AAP, recommends that all children receive autism screening 18 to 24 months of age. The MCHART, Modified Checklist of Autism in Toddlers, is a list of informative questions about your child. The questions can indicate whether he or she should have further evaluations as specialists such as developmental psychologist, developmental pediatrician, neurologist, psychotherapist, or psychologist.
There are several treatments and/or therapies for autism. The most tried and true and fully researched treatment is applied behavior analysis, also known as ABA. ABA involves interventions aimed at producing changes in specific skills that impact how children with autism will function. This type of therapy uses clear and precise instructions, reinforcement, teaching small units of behavior, and repeated trials to maximize teaching opportunities. The main tenet applied is positive reinforcement and is recognized as a safe and effective treatment for autism disorder. In particular, the ABA principles can encourage such basic skills as looking, listening, and imitating, as well as more complex skills like reading, conversing, and understanding another's perspective. Children with autism are often acting out due to frustration or from being misunderstood. Many have ultra-sensitivities to light and touch. Well-trained behavior therapists are more behind some of the lashing out behavior, sometimes exhibited by children with autism. These therapists are out changes to both the environment and the routine to improve behavior and reactions. This can lead to sensory integration therapy. At times, children with autism often have a difficult time processing sensory information such as sounds, smells, brightness, or movement. These everyday processes can interfere with the child's daily functioning and can even isolate them from friends and family. Sensory integration specialists help those touched by autism to manage their own responses to all this sensory input. A couple of unique therapies used in the treatment of autism. Many teams of physical therapists, occupational and speech therapists all form the team to help those in need lead fulfilling lives by helping to integrate into society.
Many useful resources have been created to further educate and help others cope with the diagnosis of autism. Autism has grown to become a common disorder, but this has not changed the serious life changes that will continue to occur. One of the most well-known resources is autismspeaks.org. This foundation has been around for over 10 years. They have many beneficial resources available to children diagnosed with autism, parents of children with autism, or even siblings of a child with autism. One of the main things the foundation wants to do is educate everyone in all the information known. The first step is to understand the disorder. Further education is offered by classes to parents, classes for the child diagnosed, and many community gatherings of children with autism. They extend their reach to later in life also with assistance in specific education for children with autism so they can thrive academically. Later on, the foundation even offers assistance in housing and job placement if desired. While reviewing the website, there can also be found a list of applications consisting of about 10 pages full. All of the apps have an outreach to just about anyone and everyone for educating, entertaining, and calming techniques when it comes to autism. It seems that all the websites list each other as further sources, so they all are easy tools to get your hands on for support if seeking some. Such websites are very specific for certain benefits to autism in a child trying to fit in with other children. One would be Autism in Boy Scouts. The site speaks of helping autistic children to learn and grow with other children, benefiting their social growth for later in life. Another type of website available seems to be one of doctors doing further research into this disorder and making new suggestions on treatment plans. This is highly visited by all parents. A common thing that seems to be spoken about is also support for parents more for themselves than children. Reading through most websites, it seems to be a common idea that parents forget about themselves and focus on their children. A lot of parents seem to suffer from stress and depression but seek no help or support. Although there are a lot of options available for the adults, such as support groups like Autism Mom, they have a website for mothers to blog and ask questions for other mothers or use the page just for communication. Respite care is also a tool commonly suggested to relieve stress of parents, and it allows them to take a break to truly take care of themselves and other things, while a caregiver takes the child for a few hours to have some fun. All right.
Did anyone
Just how do we want to end this? Do we even want to bring up the conclusion at all during this speech, or?
I could read the conclusion.
Okay, because I was just gonna say, or else it's gonna end really awkward. Where I'm just like,
well, actually, that would actually, I think, look pretty good if Rachel, because you started and then you could end.
And I
That'd
really
be a nice
didn't have much info, so I think that would be good too.
Yeah, I do too.
All right, I'll read the conclusion on the next one.
Okay.
let me see. Also, do we have any idea what happened with your camera, Patty?
What happened? Yeah. What happened?
Well, I have no idea what you were saying at one point because it got so fuzzy. I was like, What?
That happens with you. I know, Caitlin, that was happening with you. Your words were doing this weird, like.
Yeah, that's what yours were doing. Yeah.
Yours were, when you were talking, all of a sudden it sounded like you were a robot.
Oh,
Yeah. My face, I was like, what?
I thought, what, am I being that funny?
Guys,
Well, because I
too.
was afraid I was going to miss my, like, word to enter in, so I was like, crap, what is she saying?
Oh no, I
Okay.
wonder why that happened.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but
It's not, see, it's weird. It's not happening now.
No.
yeah,
But Caitlin, you're kind of, to me, you're kind of fuzzy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And then
I
keep
don't
getting
know.
my cat.
And when you were talking, your face was going in and out of focus.
Ooh.
For me,
Now,
I
see,
don't know.
right there, your voice. Carmen, you're. Oh,
Right
I
there.
can't
What?
on everything.
It's doing it again.
Okay.
Did it look like I was looking at the camera, guys?
Yeah.
I was
Did it
trying
look
to
like we
do-
were? It was hard too. It was hard.
I don't know if did I look at the camera?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. I thought
There's
all
a
of
couple
you guys
times
were.
you can tell you're looking down, but I don't think it's anything that he'll really get upset about, so.
I tried every once in a while to glance and then look back and try to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm glancing up, you can tell I'm reading, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, time-wise, we did about 10 minutes.
What was it
So,
supposed to be? Was it
15
supposed
to 18?
Ooh,
Like 15 to 18, yeah. But you get 20 minutes to do it type of thing. But he wants like 15 to 18 somewhere in there.
Oof.
I can talk word.
So, yeah, we can just read slower. Like, I have a bad habit of reading fast when I get nervous when I
do
read
too.
things.
I do too.
It
Yeah.
usually makes him like mess up then too.
Plus, we didn't include the conclusion, so that's like 30
Yeah,
seconds.
that's why I was like, I didn't really know what I was supposed to say after it. I'm like, do I read this conclusion or?
I'll read the conclusion. I think that'll be a good
I do too. I like that idea.
finish.
Okay.
All right. What do you think?
We ready?
Is there any other suggestions that we have? I mean, besides read slower. I mean, I'll have a timer going.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, everybody's computer seems to sound fine now, don't they? Or no?
It's like every
Yeah,
once in a while it does
I
this
think
fun.
everyone sounds okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm
I'm
gonna
get a timer.
hold on. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm like
Okay.
freezing and I can't get up and turn off the fan.
Oh,
My computer is like overheating on me, so
So it's making my eyes water.
Stop crying.
That's how high my fan is right now in my room.
I can't keep my cat off the desk. Get off the desk.
okay. Whenever you guys are ready.
So,
Okay.
does everybody know the word that they're still supposed to pick up on before we start this?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
If I
Okay.
follow yours along on the Word document that, like our Word document, you're not gonna like skip over anything, right? Caitlin. Okay. Then yeah, I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
No. Yeah, if I like mess up on a word, I will act like I didn't do it though, and I'll just be like, yeah, that's the word I'm supposed to say. That's
I'll
just
pretend.
habit. So if I mess up on a word, just act like it's supposed to be there.
I have a really bad habit of skipping words, like all the time.
Yeah, or I'll I'll read ahead in my head and I'll see it and I'm like, oh wait, that doesn't sound so good. So then I'll try correcting it when I say it out loud, but then I end up messing it all up and it sounds stupid. So I'm like, oh, that didn't work.
I see words that aren't there, so
No, that happens to me too.
I make up my own words, and my husband's like, that's not what that says. Yeah, that says, you know.
I love it when I'm at school and I'm reading to the kindergartners because they have no idea what the book says. I can say what I want.
Yeah.
3rd through 5th, they're like, we've read this before. We know you're not reading it.
Whatever. Liars. All right, let's. Do we still want to announce the group, the subject as the introduction? Yes?
Yeah.
It'll take more time.
All right.
Okay. All right. Ready?
Okay. We are
All right.
Code Pink. Oh, are we ready? Okay, we are Code Pink, and our project is autism spectrum disorders. The causes of autism spectrum disorders are still unknown. While it has been thoroughly researched and medical professionals have come to an agreement that there is no one singular cause, just like there is no one form of autism spectrum disorders. The suspected causes are a combination of abnormalities in the brain, function or structure, from genetic triggers, and environmental factors. While the cause of autism spectrum disorders is still unknown, other correlations have been identified. There are many other disorders that are associated with ASD. Tuberous sclerosis complex and Fragile X syndrome, to name a few. If a child or an adult has already been diagnosed with one of those disorders, the likelihood of them being diagnosed with autism is much, much higher. Also, males are more likely to have ASD. Things that do not cause autism spectrum disorders are vaccinations and parental practices. There have been many studies that disprove anti-vaccination supporters' theories that vaccinations can cause autism.
Autism is a common disorder affecting 1 in 500 children. Yet it often remains unrecognized and undiagnosed until late preschool age because the appropriate tools for screening autism specifically have not been available. Early diagnosis is vital to improve long-term outcomes. Autism Speaks and other autism organizations are working hard to raise awareness of early signs among physicians as well as parents. Public anxiety about autism has raised as a result of reports linking to measles, mumps, and rubella (MMR) vaccine to autism. This has resulted in a serious fall in immunizations. Despite the evidence of lack of association and strong reassurance from the Department of Health and Royal College of Pediatrics, there are currently no known medical tests that can diagnose autism. A typical diagnosis evaluation involves multidisciplinary team of doctors, including a pediatrician, psychologist, a speech and language pathologist, and occupational therapist. Working with a team of medical professionals, administering autism-specific behavior evaluations help parents understand as much as possible about their children's strengths and needs. The American Academy of Pediatrics, AAP, recommends that all children receive autism screening 18 to 24 months of age. The MCHART Modified Checklist of Autism in Toddlers is a list of informative questions about your child. The answers can indicate whether he or she should be further evaluation by specialists such as a developmental pediatrician, neurologist, psychotherapist, or a psychologist.
There are several treatments and/or therapies for autism. The most tried and true and fully researched treatment is applied behavior analysis, also known as ABA. ABA involves interventions aimed at producing changes in specific skills that impact how children with autism function. This type of therapy uses clear and precise instructions, reinforcement, teaching small units of behavior, and repeated trials to maximize learning opportunities. The main tenet applied is a positive reinforcement and is recognized as a safe and effective treatment for autism. In particular, the ABA principles can encourage such basic skills as looking, listening, and imitating, as well as more complex skills like reading, conversing, and understanding another's perspective. Children with autism are often acting out due to frustration or from being misunderstood. Many have ultrasensitivities to light, sound, or even touch. Well-trained behavior therapists are more adept at figuring out what is behind some of the lashing out behavior sometimes exhibited by children with autism. These therapies are able to recognize the negative behavior and seek out changes to both the environment and the routine to improve behavior and reactions. This can lead then to sensory integration therapy. At times, children with autism often have a difficult time processing sensory information, such as sounds, smells, brightness, or movement. These everyday processes can interfere with a child's daily functioning and can even isolate them from friends and even their own family. Sensory integration specialists help those touched by autism to manage their own responses to all of this sensory input. These are just a couple of unique therapies used in the treatment of autism. Therapists, occupational therapists, and speech therapists from many different teams form together to help those in need lead fulfilling lives by helping to integrate into society.
Many useful resources have been created to further educate and help others cope with the diagnosis of autism. Autism has grown to be a common disorder, but this does not change the serious life changes that will continue to occur. One of the most well-known resources is autismspeaks.org. This foundation has been around for over 10 years. They have many beneficial resources available to children diagnosed with autism, parents of children with autism, or even siblings of a child with autism. One of the main things the foundation wants to educate everyone on is all the known information. The first step is to understand the disorder. Further education is offered by classes to parents, classes for the child diagnosed, and many community gatherings of children with autism. They extend their reach to later in life also with assistance and specific education for children with autism so they can thrive academically. Later on, the foundation even offers assistance in housing and job placement if desired. While reviewing the website, there can also be found a list of apps consisting of about 10 pages full. All the apps have an outreach to just about anyone and everyone for educating, entertaining, and calming techniques when it comes to autism. It seems that all autism websites list each other as further sources, so all tools are easily at hand for further support if seeking some. Such websites are very specific for certain benefits to an autism child trying to fit in with other children. One would be Autism and Boy Scouts. The site speaks of helping autistic children learn and grow with other children, benefiting their social growth for later in life. Another type of website available seems to be ones with doctors doing further research into the disorder and making new suggestions on treatment plans. This seems to be highly visited and supported by all the parents. A common thing that seems to be spoken about is the support for the parents more than the children themselves. Reading through most websites, it seems to be a common idea of parents forgetting about themselves and focusing more on their children. A lot of parents seem to suffer from stress and depression, but seek no help or support. Although there are a lot of options available for the adults, such as support groups like Autism Mom. Autism Mom is a website for mothers to blog and ask questions to other mothers, or use their Facebook page just for communication. Respite Care is also a commonly suggested tool to relieve stress of parents. It allows them to take a break and truly take care of themselves and other things, while a caregiver takes the child for a few hours to have some fun.
The cause of autism still remains a mystery in the medical world. With all of the new advancements in technologies, one can only hope to find answers for these children and their parents. Only time will tell what the future holds for autism. The most important thing is to educate all about autism so that early diagnosis is detected and for the best outcome of the child. Autism is not an end-all illness, and many children can thrive and become great contributors to society.
Yay! We actually
Awesome.
extended it by 35 seconds. That's
What was it?
We extended it only by 35 seconds. That's okay.
I tried talking really long. I feel like I messed myself up because I was slowing myself down and I was pausing in weird spots.
You're all right. But, I mean, we talk slow, so.
I think it is what it is, so.
Yeah.
All the information's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to be brief now, or what was that?
Pretty much it says debrief and discuss how we think it went. I think it's supposed to mainly help us with writing the little peer review paper.
Okay.
So
Well, I
So,
don't know. I think we had a lot of good topics, and it really did tie in well together, like our different parts.
Yeah.
me too.
Putting my daughter to bed, so not.
Oh. My daughter
Sorry.
crawled in.
Yeah,
My daughter
exactly.
crawled in behind me and got her pajamas.
I know, I was laughing. I thought it went well. I mean, I don't know. I know I have an issue when I talk of like skipping over words, but
It's hard.
that's a bad habit.
I don't like being on.
Yeah. I get
It was-
nervous either way.
Yeah.
It was really, really
It's better
awkward talking to a
in front
computer.
of like 100 people.
Yeah.
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 I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, that was scary.
Yeah, I'll probably just die a little inside, so it's okay.
Well, like the one presentation that I did in the first theory class was only in front of half of the class because they had to split it up because it was so large. But
Oh.
some people had to do it in front of all the 100 people. And it was so serious, and everyone was just staring at you like they didn't care. So it was really, really hard. And
Yeah.
it was like nerve-wracking. And I wasn't that nervous, but my body started reacting nervous. Like I started sweating and shaking, and I was like, I'm not nervous. Stop doing that. And then
Yeah.
in the second theory class, they just kind of, it was more laid back. So everyone had their computers open, and not one person stared at you. It was like, so which was even worse because you're like, I worked so hard on this, and it was a half an hour presentation,
Oh my God.
and nobody cared. It was
Oh.
like, yeah, half hour.
What class is this?
Nursing theory 1 and 2.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah. So I'll do this any day, all day long. I felt like I was gonna die in both of those.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Understandable. All right. Well, I mean, I think it went well, and I think we're a good group. So,
Cat.
while we're on here, okay, are we all good with the PowerPoint, or is there things that we're inserting still?
I really like the PowerPoint.
I think
I actually think
PowerPoint
that's the
is
first
really-
time that I saw it with the pictures. When I downloaded it, I'm able to see that there's pictures on it. I did not
Oh.
see that when I opened it the first time. I don't know what it's up with the.
Yeah.
I
You
think
did
it
a
looks
good
great.
job putting that
You can
together.
figure out the paper, because I don't see anybody else's stuff on mine, on the
Yeah,
paper.
I don't see anybody else's on it either.
So I have Carmen's and Caitlin's. When I downloaded it, it downloaded those two portions.
Oh.
Mine's still not on there, and I've tried on my computer, so I don't know why mine wouldn't upload. I
Do
don't
you want me to send it like I did as a copy for the PowerPoint and see if that's better?
Well, I mean, if it has Patty's on it, then yeah. But otherwise, I was just gonna enter mine in and send you guys a
I don't
copy.
I don't have Patty's either
Oh,
on
wow.
mine.
When I did the edit part, it kept saying saving as it goes along. It just kept saying saving. So
Mine
I
did
didn't
the
know there was
same thing.
anything else I was supposed to do.
I felt the same way, and then every time I reopen it, I can't even see what I typed. So I don't.
Oh my God.
It's not working for me either. I don't know what I'm
Okay.
doing wrong. I
You
use
just have to
Google.
save it to your computer, save it as yours, and then resend it. That's the only way we'll be able to do it. I don't know why.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll have to tie it all in together or whatever tomorrow. But
That's so weird.
Now, we just hand in one paper, one PowerPoint, or do we each?
Yeah, we each don't have to turn in something. It's just one. We
Okay.
do each have to turn in a peer review, and then I don't know if you saw we were talking about how there's another paper due also.
Yeah.
So that's the 3 to 4 page paper on the class.
Yeah.
So
I saw that.
it can't be late.
So is there anything next?
What?
Is there anything next week at all for this class?
no, we're
No, we're
done as of Monday.
Yeah. Everything's done tomorrow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right. Well, I'll try and redo